Hello class, today is our 16th meeting for structure 3 and I know that we have been learning for the patterns of verb plus ing and then verb plus to. So today's topic probably it will be talking about the combination between these two, and maybe there is also another pattern of these verbs. So let's check it out. So meeting 16th, we are learning about verb plus to or verb plus object plus to. You see here, verb to we have been learning at the previous meeting, and today we learn for something new that we need to plus object between the verb and to. What are the verbs that we can use for this kind of pattern? There are one, expect, ask, beg, mean, intend, would like, until, would, hate. So those are the verbs that we may use either verb to or verb plus object plus to. The pattern. Of course, when we are talking the pattern, we need the subject and then verb plus to, and then the or we can use subject plus verb plus object plus to. Let's take a look for the examples. We expect to be success. Would you like to try your new recipe? I didn't mean to hurt you. Or we expect our students to be success. Would you like to try us? Would you like us to try your new recipe? I didn't mean her to hurt you. Well, if you pay attention, even though there is or, if you realize something, we expect to be success and also we expect our students to be success. Here, there is no object used. Meanwhile, this one, there is object used. It's different. Okay, the way how we say the definition or the meaning is quite different. Try to use your own logic and your own definition. How do you define this sentence? We expect to be success. It seems to be we are talking about ourselves. When we talk about we expect to be success, we do not mean the other objects or we do not mean the other person to be success, only us. Meanwhile, when we plus the objects, we expect our students to be success, it becomes the other person's business or matter. So we do not only care about ours, but we care also the other persons because of the object. So we may say that the definition between these two sentences with these two patterns have the different definition. That's why, though it is your option whether to use or, but you need to clarify and you need to be careful when you use one of these patterns. If you mean to have the object, it means that you need someone to be the one who you wish or you expect to. Take a look for this one too. Would you like to try your new recipe? So it means that maybe here you, it's just, let's say that the other persons, and then this person has the new recipe. We are the one who make the recipe, and we ask the person who create this recipe try by him or herself. But when we plus the object, would you like us to try your new recipe? It becomes different then. Would you like us to try your new recipe? It becomes you 1. Ask we are as their objects to try your new recipe. I didn't mean to hurt you. It's clear. It means that I have no intention to hurt you. However, if we plus the object, it will be different. It becomes, I didn't mean her to hurt you. So it is not me. I do not have any intention. But the one who we thought have the intention to hurt you, it means the other person because we plus the object. So what I want to clarify in this meeting or for these patterns is, even though we are free to use which one, you just need to be careful when you use it because they have different definition for each pattern. Now let's see for the next. We have verb plus object plus to. So it means that you only can use this kind of pattern for this list of verbs. Tell, order, remind, warn, force, invite, enable, persuade, teach, and get. These are the list of the verbs that we can use only this pattern, verb plus object plus to. For the pattern, subject plus verb, and we have to plus the object plus to. Now, how about the examples? She told her daughter to visit her. The commander forced his soldiers to crowd in the bush. The parents have persuaded the children to be always polite in front of people. The police will warn the thieves to stop running away. Please pay attention to here. The one that I put in the italic fonts belong to the object parts. The one that I put underlined, the words that I put underlined, that I underline them, belongs to the verb. Meanwhile, for the bold one, belongs to the to infinitive. There is no other options that you can use if you would like to use verb plus object with those kind of verbs that I have mentioned before. So you only can use this kind of pattern. You can only use this kind of pattern. Next, we have verb plus ing or verb plus object plus to. The verbs are advise, recommend, encourage, allow, permit, and forbid. Well, we may say that this kind of verbs can be formed by using two different patterns, either verb plus ing or verb plus object plus to. The pattern subject plus verb plus object plus to or subject plus verb plus ing. Okay, let's see the examples. I would not recommend entering the haunted house. Or, I would not recommend my brother to enter the haunted house. The test forbids the students to cheat. Or, the test forbids cheating. So if you pay attention here, there is different patterns that we use, and also they have different definition as well as the first slide that we have explained it, that we have discussed it before. I would not recommend entering the haunted house. It means that you recommend anyone that maybe you talk to. There is no different person that you talk. Meanwhile, for the second one, you talk, I will not recommend my brother. It means that you only not recommend to your brother, not to anyone that you talk to. The test forbids the students to cheat. So the test forbids the students only. Maybe for the outsiders, it's okay. Meanwhile, for the test forbids cheating, well, it's kind of like for the general, for everyone who joins the test. Next, we have verb plus object plus infinitive, and it is without to. The verbs are make, and let. There are only two verbs that allow the pattern of verb plus object infinitive without to. The pattern of course becomes subject plus verb plus object plus infinitive and without to. The verbs over here is make or let. Let's take a look for the example. The first one, I really cannot let her know my deepest secret. Unbelievable, she could make me do whatever she asked. The cold weather made us wear thick sweater. The incident led the author write something beyond his belief. Please pay attention here because the only verbs that you can use for this pattern are only let and make. And after that, you need to use object after the use of let and make. And then you followed by the infinitive but without to. So I really cannot let her know my deepest secret. It is not I really cannot let her to know my deepest secret. So there is no use of to. As well as the second sentence, if you see that there is no use of to. And then the third and then the fourth sentence. So all of these are made only for the verbs of make and let, which only can use this pattern. Well, this is the end for our meeting today. Just remember that it seems like there are some certain verbs that can use some options of the pattern. And remember, the different pattern that you are using, the different also the definition will give. So just remember that which one that you point to. Some of the patterns that I have mentioned it before, some of them need the objects. And when you do not plus the objects, it will have different definition. So just think carefully before you make the sentence, and it will help you to write down something in a better way. So thank you for your attention, and then see you for the next meeting.